Loyalty, yes, it's a tremendous thing. They claim it's a virtue, a noble trait. But who is it actually for? For you? For the one you're faithful to? Or is it all just a little of theatrical? A play on the stage of life? The rules, the scripts, the values, we comply, we stay faithful because that's the way it's supposed to be, isn't it? Now, I know what you're thinking, what could the Joker possibly know about loyalty? But yeah, loyalty fascinates me. It's not only about sticking at someone's side. No, it's about being genuine to something deeper, something raw and real inside of you. Maybe you're loyal to a buddy, a lover, a boss, a belief. Or maybe you're just faithful to the idea of loyalty itself. So now, let's look into what loyalty is, not to the world, not to the norms or to society, but to you. Loyalty to oneself. Isn't that where it all begins? People don't talk about it, do they? They teach you to be faithful to your friends, your family, your career, your government. But nobody tells you to be loyal to yourself. Why is that, Maybe it's because they realize that if you're loyal to yourself, they lose a little control. They recognize that true self-loyalty is freedom. If you're true to yourself, truly faithful, you're not persuaded by society's expectations. You're not twisted out of shape by the demands of others. You're guided by your own ideals, your own convictions, your own chaos. Because true loyalty starts with loyalty to yourself. Think about it. How can you be loyal to anyone else if you're compromising your own convictions, your own ambitions, your own dreams? Now, does that mean you should forsake everyone else, toss caution to the wind, and live in some self-serving bubble? Not at all. It only means that in your pursuit of loyalty, you don't lose you. A lot of people, they betray themselves in the name of loyalty. They let themselves become a ghost, a shadow of someone else's wants and needs, because they think that's what loyalty implies. But devotion to yourself is about keeping faithful to what you feel in your gut, in your heart, in your soul. They say loyalty is priceless, but oh, that couldn't be further from the truth. Loyalty always has a price. You pay with your time, with your energy, with your choices. Every act of loyalty is a sacrifice. When you choose to stand by someone or anything, you're giving up all other alternatives. You're saying, this is where I am. This is who I'm with. And there's a cost to that. Every single time. Now, I realize that sounds bleak, but the question you should be asking is not why does loyalty have a price, but is the price worth paying? Is it worth giving up those other choices, those other pathways to stand with someone or something? Think about it. Are you loyal to a job you despise? Are you loyal to a person who doesn't see you, who doesn't value you, who doesn't comprehend you? If you're sacrificing your happiness, your peace of mind, your independence, well, maybe that loyalty needs to be reevaluated. Sometimes the most loyal thing you can do is to walk away. You see, loyalty isn't about endurance, it's about value. Is what you're dedicated to worth the cost? That's a question only you can answer. Oh, and loyalty can become a trap so easily. It can feel like a cage, attaching you to people, to ideas, to occupations, to tasks you're no longer suited for. You can be so loyal to a concept of yourself, to what you were or what you thought you wanted to be, that you disregard the call to change, to grow, to evolve. Loyalty can be the shiniest pair of handcuffs in the world. You see, loyalty, when misplaced, is just as damaging as betrayal. When you stay loyal to something that no longer serves you, you're betraying yourself in the worst way. So here's a secret. Devotion doesn't imply never changing. Loyalty doesn't imply being trapped. Sometimes, loyalty means letting go. It is being strong enough to declare, this is no longer right for me. I need to be somewhere else. And that, my friends, is the most powerful act of loyalty you can give yourself. Be careful where you lay your loyalty. Are you loyal because it's meaningful to you? Or are you just terrified of breaking out from the familiar? Dedication to ideals. Now there's a difficult one. When you're loyal to a person, well, that's something you can see, touch, talk to. It's tangible, it's human. But allegiance to an idea, that's a whole different beast. Ideals, dreams, visions, they don't alter, they don't disappoint, they don't expect anything of you. And that's precisely why allegiance to an ideal can be both beautiful and dangerous. Loyalty to an ideal can elevate you to greatness. It may give you purpose, offer you meaning, make you feel like you're part of something bigger. But it may also blind you, make you nasty, make you blind to the reality around you. Ideals are flawless, humans aren't. Remember that. Sometimes people make the mistake of being more loyal to an ideal than to the people around them. They'll sacrifice friendships, relationships. They'll turn on the people they love, all in the service of some grand vision, some image of a better world or a higher cause. But ask yourself, what good is dedication to an ideal if it makes you a monster to the people around you? And here's the irony. Wherever there's loyalty, betrayal is never far behind. They're like two sides of the same coin, constantly one flip away from each other. Betrayal, a dirty word, isn't it? But betrayal only stings when there was loyalty to begin with. That's why it's so strong. That's why it hurts. And yet, treachery isn't necessarily a horrible thing. Sometimes, betrayal is a wake-up call, a reality check, a warning that not all loyalties are meant to last. Because people change, situations change, life changes. Sometimes, treachery is merely a natural evolution. It's the universe's way of saying, this allegiance has run its course. Move on. Maybe you've been betrayed before and it left a scar. Maybe it made you question your confidence in people, in loyalty itself. But here's the truth. Betrayal only has power over you if you let it. If you focus on it, if you let it make you bitter, then yes, treachery will eat away at you like a poison. But if you see it for what it is, a redirection, a lesson, then you release yourself from its grip. Now here's a twist, something you might not expect. What if I told you that true loyalty can set you free? Real loyalty isn't a chain, it's a decision. It's the freedom to commit to something totally, without reservation. When you're sincerely devoted to something or someone, you're not bound by fear or obligation. You're not driven by a sense of duty or guilt. You're loyal because you choose to be, because it's meaningful to you. And that choice, it's the most powerful freedom of all. Imagine being loyal to someone or something without any expectation, without any strings attached. That's true loyalty. It's not about what you can obtain, it's not about keeping score. It's about giving, about being there, about knowing that no matter what, this is where you stand. When loyalty comes from a position of freedom, it's unshakable. At the end of the day, the most important thing is to select your loyalties properly. Not everyone, not anything merits your commitment. Some people will waste it, some will betray it, some will take it for granted. And that's just the nature of life, isn't it? So here's my advice from one outsider to another. Be loyal, certainly. But don't be loyal blindly. Be loyal with purpose, with intention, with a feeling of clarity. Know why you're loyal, know what you're devoted to, and know when it's time to let go. Loyalty may be beautiful, powerful, a force that binds the world together, but only if it's anchored in something real, something true. If your loyalty is making you stronger, if it's helping you grow, if it's adding to your life, then stick onto it. Nurture it. But if your allegiance is draining you, if it's turning you into someone you don't recognize, well, then maybe it's time to ask yourself who you're actually devoted to. Loyalty is complicated, isn't it? It's a paradox, a contradiction, a dance between love and sacrifice, between freedom and bonds. But that's what makes it so fascinating. That's what makes it worth exploring, worth questioning, worth feeling. So be loyal, absolutely, but be clever about it. And remember, above all, to be loyal to yourself first. Because at the end of the day, you're the one who has to live with your decisions, your acts, your affiliations. And in a world full of uncertainty, that's the one allegiance that will always be worth retaining. Thank you for joining me on this small tour through the psyche of loyalty. Now go out there and make sure your loyalties count.